Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, a state of emergency this morning in South Carolina after days of historic rainfall. We'll have the latest coming up for you in a live report.
Federal investigators and police in Texas continue to search for a woman they say hired a man to gun down a former University of Kentucky dental student. We'll have the latest on this investigation. And the Louisville Cardinals are investigating the book that's making shockwaves throughout the college basketball world. That story and much more right here on WKYT this morning.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Hope you had a terrific weekend and you're ready to go here on Monday, October 5th. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith, dealing with a much more improved situation in terms of weather.
Got that way yesterday. You know, it was a beautiful day.
Gorgeous.
We had the rain of Saturday, but it looks good for days to come. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, and on Saturday we're there in the 50s. On Sunday, huge warm front slid north of us, and that puts us right there in the warm sector. And boy, does it feel good outside. We're going to piggyback off of that Sunday weather today. Good start this morning. Temperatures in the upper 50s, lower 60s. That's a great start because remember, typically we're right around 50 degrees during the morning hours, and we're nowhere near that. Today's forecast 75. Extremely nice weather with a lot of sunshine, and that's the focus of the forecast. It's much better this week than what we felt and saw last week. I'll show you that with only one day in your forecast that has that chance of rain that's coming up in about 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then. And as we continue to track those huge storms down in South Carolina, we're learning more and finding out more now about the human toll that this storm is inflicting.
Well, already that storm has claimed more than a half dozen lives, continues to drop more than a foot of rain every single day. WKYT's Sean Mooney's at our live desk with more on how Kentuckians are preparing to help them there.
Hey there, Rebecca and Bill. South Carolina really can't catch much of a break. It's still raining there this morning, and crews here in Kentucky are standing by to see if they'll be needed. South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley said the state hasn't seen this kind of flooding in 1,000 years. Some areas saw as many as 20 inches of rain, and the Associated Press reports that 7 people have died. Rescuers have rescued hundreds of others from the water. It's washed out some roads. The state shut down a 75-mile stretch of I-95 because of that high water. And aside from the high water danger, there are thousands of people without power. Kentucky utilities crews here in our area said they've had conference calls and may send workers to the area to help restore power. They'll likely find out today whether or not they'll be needed. For now, officials in South Carolina are focused on the rescue efforts.
We have a seamless manner of law enforcement working together. There's no jurisdictional lines at this point.
Our concentration right now obviously is emergency and rescue, and that's where we'll continue to prioritize.
Forecasters in South Carolina expect 2 to 6 more inches of rain. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Well, a large debris field's been located near the last known location of a cargo ship that was lost in Hurricane Joaquin. The ship El Faro went missing Thursday when it sailed into the hurricane during a routine trip from Florida to Puerto Rico. The U.S. Coast Guard reported a more than 200 square mile area of the ocean littered with styrofoam, wood, cargo, and other items. Yesterday, divers found a life ring with the ship's name about 70 miles northeast of her last known location. El Faro was carrying 28 Americans and 5 Poles. Here in Lexington, police are investigating a burglary this morning after they say a pair of men broke into a home.
But police say the suspects left behind a key piece of evidence. Let's go to WKYT's Hillary Thornton live from the scene on Millwood Cove this morning with the new details we have. Good morning, Hillary.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. Police do not have much information to work off of as they try and figure out who the 2 men are that broke into this home out on Millwood Cove. But investigators tell us they do have a cell phone that was left here at the scene. The home invasion happened just before 3 o'clock this morning when the homeowner woke up to find 2 men standing inside his home. Investigators say the 2 burglars rummaged through a vehicle that was out in the driveway, stealing items from in there, then somehow making their way into the garage. From the garage, the men entered the home, and shortly after that is when the man who was asleep inside woke up and found the 2 men. Police say when the suspects saw the homeowner awake, they then ran off. Unfortunately, police do not have much of a description for either of the men, just that one of them was wearing a green hoodie. If you have any information, you are asked to contact Lexington Police. Live in Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Hillary, thank you very much. Also new this morning, Lexington police are investigating an armed robbery that happened just a couple of hours ago. Around 3:15 this morning, officers were called to the Dairy Mart on East Reynolds Road. Employees tell them that a man with a gun walked into the store demanding cash. The suspect had something on his face to conceal his identity. No one was hurt in that robbery out near Fayette Mall. Police in Dallas, Texas are still trying to find a woman who they say paid a man to kill a former UK dental student last month. On Friday, Dallas police arrested Christopher Love for the murder of Kendra Hatcher. Hatcher was shot to death back in September. This is the second arrest in the case. Last month, officers arrested 23-year-old Crystal Cortez. They say she was Love's getaway driver. Cortez reportedly is telling investigators a third woman, 33-year-old Brenda Delgado, paid Love to kill Hatcher. Delgado, Cortez claims, was Hatcher's boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. Police, however, have not officially said that this was a possible motive in the shooting. Both federal and state authorities in Texas are still on the lookout for Delgado. Well, the Oregon Community College at the center of last week's shooting massacre is now open today.
Students will be able to retrieve belongings and get counseling. Classes will not be in session, though. CBS's Chris Martinez has the latest from Roseburg, Oregon.
Members of law enforcement will be on hand in Umpqua Community College today as the campus reopens to students and staff. The fall semester had only been in session for 4 days when tragedy struck, adding the small college to a string of schools rocked by a mass shooting.
We did not want to be part of the Sandy Hook Club, but we're now members. The senior members are all taking care of us.
People in Roseburg flocked to churches throughout the city on Sunday to pray for the victims and show support for survivors.
Dozens of worshipers at New Beginnings Church of God heard Pastor Randy Scroggins share his daughter's story. 18-year-old Lacey Scroggins was in the classroom last Thursday when Chris Harper Mercer entered and began shooting.
And he said, "Get up, get up." And she was froze to the floor. She played dead. He crossed over Lacey and shot the next one.
I'm doing well, and I'm overwhelmed by the support that I've gotten from everybody.
Over the weekend, military veteran Chris Mintz thanked well-wishers from his hospital bed. He was shot several times as he tried to stop Harper Mercer from taking more lives. A White House petition is now circulating asking President Obama to award Mintz the Medal of Freedom. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Roseburg, Oregon.
Well, Pastor Randy Scroggins also says Harper Mercer gave an envelope containing a flash drive to a student. So far, law enforcement has not released anything that was found on that flash drive.
The University of Louisville has hired a private investigator to try and address the validity of claims that an escort was paid to have sex with incoming basketball recruits. A new book titled Breaking Cardinal Rules alleges that a U of L basketball staffer and former player paid an escort service to provide sex for teenage recruits and their fathers. Louisville coach Rick Pitino and the university say they were shocked to hear of the allegations, but are taking them seriously. Pitino spoke with reporters about the allegations over the weekend after an exhibition scrimmage.
When this first broke a month ago, I questioned everybody if anybody has even a little knowledge or hearsay or seen anybody, and everybody to the person, over 15 people, said they have no knowledge of anything, never seen anything.
The former staffer Andre McGee is now an assistant coach at the University of Missouri. He has been placed on administrative leave while this is all sorted out. They call him the greatest. One of Kentucky's best athletes and its greatest boxer will be given a huge honor when his 39th Sports Illustrated cover hits the newsstands later this morning. Muhammad Ali will be on the cover of this week's Sports Illustrated. 50 years after it was snapped, the iconic 1965 picture of Ali is going to grace today's cover. Sports Illustrated is also set to rename its Legacy Award after him.
If you say Muhammad Ali, people automatically know who he is and what he stands for and what he represents and his importance in the world.
Ali was honored last week during a gala in Louisville. This week marked the 40th anniversary of Ali's final win against Joe Frazier, one of the most important fights of his career. All right, still the champ.
Oh, yeah.
Good to have you along on WKYT this morning. We're just getting started on your Monday.
Yeah, we hope yours is off to a great start. A Wisconsin man is wrapping up a summer-long trip across America, visiting the nation's baseball parks, why he decided to make the journey, plus how he raised a little bit of money for charity while doing it.
It's all about the temperatures the next few days. It is really nice this work week. I'll get into that forecast, much warmer conditions coming up.